Alright guys, we are back here in the semifinals. Once again, we're watching the Magical Grills facing off this time against Flash Gaming. The other match of the semis unfortunately had started already. One-man show here today for the time being. Xioden doing some stuff on every Friday as usual. It's good stuff, so we can't blame him in the slightest. That said, should hopefully be another good match. Thor going to be the first ban and removed immediately. Magical Grills just do not like seeing Thor played. No one really likes seeing Thor played. Does anyone like Thor? Show of hands. Anybody? Anybody? No, not really. Thor, a ton of presence with that global ultimate of his. Athena getting removed as well by Flash Gaming. Deja vu here with these first two bans. I think every game we've attempted to, or actually streamed today, has had those two gods first and second banned. It makes a lot of sense. Athena, I absolutely love the fact that she's risen back to top as like considered best support in the game. I also don't like that fact, considering that I like playing Athena and I enjoyed her while she was considered not quite as good for a while when everyone was kind of doing this whole Sylvanas Geb thing. Boxers are going to be the last ban of phase 1. That does mean that Xioden snuck his way through the first banning phase and got locked in immediately by Magical Grills. He is so powerful now, sort of like the cream of the crop, creme de la creme, if you will, of hunters right now in most people's minds. Very, very good poke, very good wave clear, and later on, once he gets a couple items online, if he gets stacks on his passive, essentially has a full-time permanent physical power steroid running up to 30 additional physical power off the passive. It can add a deceptively large amount of extra damage to his just regular auto attacks. Crits can hurt a lot more later on. Back on the other side, they're finding some guys they like and locking some in. Arachne locked in almost immediately. And they're hovering over the Poseidon as well. We saw Poseidon back in the previous game. Teams are backwards. Teams are fixed. I get very confused sometimes when it's like I assume things are going to be one way. Teams do have the option of choosing their position in the bracket. Sometimes when I go into picks and bans, like, okay, fix this, and we'll fix this as well. Poseidon was locked in, by the way. Get that off the table, get that out of the way. So there's so many little production things people don't realize happen, and it's easy to mix them up, especially like right now. It's kind of a one-man show for the next half hour, 45 minutes or so. Agni Hover, as well as the Sylvanas on the side of Flash Gaming, that would be their most likely their mid laner and round out their dual lane. And as they get locked in, yes, that will in fact be the case. It's back over to Magical Grills to pick one. Sylvanas Xioden as a dual lane is probably the strongest overall right now in the game. You can make the argument for Athena as well, the taunt setting up good fights, but having that extra healing going onto onto Xioden rather, as well as the additional mana regen possibly coming out of the Verdant Growth flowers, it's potentially quite scary. A lot of wave clear, a lot more wave clear and poke and all that fun stuff coming out. Xioden is scary on his own, never mind the fact that he has additional mana from the Verdant Growth to spam more poison darts, use that Rising Jaguar potentially, or not Rising, or the Branching Bolas for more wave clear, get extra branch damage out to the enemy guys. They're not going to have a healer in lane more likely than not. Hunbat's going to be banned, removed from the jungle by Magical Grills. Back on the other side, quickly banning out the Geb, trying to stop another top tier support from getting picked up. There's still some very strong options available. I believe last game Gibbs did play that Amir. We'll see if he goes for that one more time. If I can find Geb, we could actually put him up on the ban screen thing on the bottom of the overlay. There we go. It's an alphabetical list. You click the drop down, you see the list of gods, and then it's like Geb, okay. And it's like, okay, let's see who we got here. Vulcan, Xioden, Ymir, Zeus. Where the heck is Geb? Oh, Geb, right. He's up near, like, Hercules and Hades and Guan Yu and all those guys up there, way up by the G's and F's and H's and all that stuff. Fenrir getting hovered over right now by Magical Grills. I want to see this get picked up. They have the Arachne already. Arachne can work fairly well over in the solo lane. We've seen her used a couple times to shut down Hercules, and it works really darn well, surprisingly. Looking at the current team composition, it could be a support Fenrir, it could also be a support Arachne. I'm not entirely sure what route they're going to end up going. We'll see about that here in just the very near future. It appears I'm dropping a frame or two as well at the moment, which is not a good thing. I don't know what's up with my internet the past day or two. Fenrir got locked in at some point as the timer did tick down. Back on the other side, Nemesis getting locked in as their jungler. Again, hiding in this list. Alphabet and ABCs and all that stuff are hard. Vamana getting locked in as well for this solo lane. I'm liking this team comp right now by Magical Grills, or excuse me, Flash Gaming. The Vamana, we don't see played a whole lot. He's very, very powerful. A final pick on the other side going to be Odin. This is a nice counter pick into that Vamana. Vamana pops the big baby. You drop down the Ring of Spears. He's not only not getting out of it, but he's also not getting any healing. 5% of his health per second for 10 seconds plus, is it 10 seconds? I forget the exact timer on it. For a good duration plus additional duration, it's 6 seconds. Plus 0.5 seconds per hit up to 10 seconds. So it's potentially 16 seconds of Big Baby. The Ring of Spears is going to shut down a pretty large portion of that. And you just look to burst him down and finish killing him off. He's probably going to be building sort of tanky. We're probably not going to see full glass cannon Vimana. That would be kind of silly to say. But, I mean, looking at team comps overall right now, Artemis is very strong once again. She was another one of these gods who lacked wave clear, sort of like the Cupid, sort of like the Xioden as well, especially once they nerfed the suppressed the insolent going back probably about 3 months now. With a couple of those changes though, and some of the different gods coming out, I'll be curious to see how these guys work the team comms. And this is going to be Odin support, Fenrir support. Who is Gibbs? Gibbs is on Odin. So that answers the question: is who will be the support, who will be the solo laner, who will be the jungler? As Little Legend is their solo laner. It's going to be solo laner racking jungle Fenrir. I'm liking this. The Pikachu went crazy with Fenrir in the last weekend's EU SPL Spring Split qualifiers. With that said, you can kill the music. Switch over to the in-game view because we are straight into the game. Magical Grills facing off against Flash Gaming in this semifinal matchup. 4 teams are backwards. Sometimes I actually remember to switch these things. You know, they were updated. So many things. There we go. For Flash Gaming, left side of Spectator wearing the blue trunks, defending the Titan of Order. We do have Calyx playing the support Sylvanas, Deathwalker X79 as the 80 carry Xioden, Forcefully over in the mid lane as Agni, Izune in the solo lane as Vimana, and Salamander 116 in the jungle as Nemesis. On the other side, wearing the blue red trunks, defending the Titan of Chaos. We do have Gibbs playing the support Odin, Sir Duckbot as the 80 carry Artemis, Apple in the mid lane once again as Poseidon, Little Legend this time in the jungle. Or excuse me, in the solo lane as Arachne, getting confused again, and finally Ducky in the jungle as Fenrir. We'll see what these guys end up doing. Buff's about to spawn here in just a few more seconds. We can actually just know early game advance coming out these days. Unfortunately, with the changes, we don't see a whole lot of them. Makes the early game a little more boring. We can kind of just fast forward a little bit through it and get to the actual meat of the game itself. Minions spawning. Buff's about to spawn in 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. They're up. They're spawning. Leaping out of the shadows is the speed buff on this right-hand side. Guys will be heading to lane here in just a moment, and we'll see how quickly these guys get underway with that. And, yeah, looking at the current state of these teams, what they're starting out with. Mark of the Vanguard for Sylvanas. Odin going for the Bluestone Pendant. This will be a bit of an interesting matchup over here in the dual lane. The Bluestone Pendant's going to help him out a lot. He's not going to be out of mana about 3 seconds into the lane, as will happen to Odin's. One bird bomb later, and you're out. Bluestone's going to help an absolute ton with that. The question is, will that all the bird bombs they're going to be looking to spam out be enough to shut down the Sylvanas with that healing coming out? Right now, it looks like they're going for very heavy aggression soul lane as well. Looks like blue team forced back to the tower. Zuni took a lot of damage early on. He has some potions, but after that, he is going to be relying solely on normal health regeneration, and it's not enough to keep you up in lane, that is for sure. No Emerald Talisman started, unfortunately for him right now. Not an enemy mage in that soul lane going up against that Little Legend on the Arachne. It's going to be a lot of poke with his little spiderling, so definitely got to keep an eye on that lane. We'll see if he gets off to a very strong early start and turns that into a pretty big snowball over there. Poke coming back and forth once again. I do apologize for the sound cutting out, having to update the brackets. One-man show again for the next half hour, 45 minutes or so. And keeping looking at the minimap, keeping an eye on the soul lane. Both junglers are still here for now. Level 3 has been reached. Looks like Fenrir just heading off into the jungle right now. We'll see if they can find anything good over in the mid lane. It's going to be Little Legend going up against Izuni. One mano y mano over there right now. Gibbs in a spot trouble. Went for that bird bomb and will fall for it. Deathwalker gets that kill against that Sylvanas. He has the Verdant Growth to root you in place, as well as the Nature's Grasp, which wasn't actually needed right there. Although they're having a little trouble with the minions right now. Callus is taking up that damage. But they got the first blood, and that's off the table. It's a big, important one. The aggression off that Odin backfiring for them over in that dual lane. We'll see how these other lanes are going. Mid lane looks like they might be just going for wave clear, might be getting each other. There's the Whirlpool coming down as well. Ducky latched on with that Brutalize, looking for the kill on the Salamander. He's going to go ahead and use that Swift Vengeance back to the safety of his tower. Both these teams right now looking for non-stop aggression. We'll see how this plays out as the game continues on. Over on the left side, a Nature's Grasp connects on the Duckbot right now. No escapes online available. No Tusky to help save her life. They look for the auto attacks, but the jukes are there. There's the Verdant Growth, I believe, coming down. Will miss. Rising Jaguar from Deathwalker going to pick up a second kill over in the soul dual lane. Ducky rotating over is going to be too little too late to help save the life of Sir Duckbot over there. 2 kills so far onto Deathwalker. That's 10 extra physical power from his passive, and he hasn't even gone back to base right now. He probably has enough gold to finish off his Devourer's Gauntlets. Yes, he does. Artemis not in the same boat right now. Only going to be able to upgrade those to the tier 2 spiked... No, it's not a spiked gauntlet. That's a tier 1. Spiked Vambrises, Vampiric... No, I don't know what the tier 2 is called. Anyway, looking at it, Odin getting caught by Verdant Growth. Otherwise, everything looks okay for the moment. Mid-Harpies have just respawned. Looks like right now Flash Gaming are the ones in position to actually take these on the left side. They'll be looking to rotate over for the right-hand side as well, especially if they can pick up this left-hand side without a Hand of the Gods. One used on the side of Nemesis, or excuse me, on the side of Sylvanas. They could still look for steal, but it's going to come down to the Hand of the Gods. Rainfire comes down from Agni. Hand of the Gods, though, from Odin will secure it. So 3 minutes, 22 seconds in this game, 1-for-1 on the mid-Harpies. 2 kills in the lead there right now. Flash Gaming have themselves a strong early game start. Taking a look over the soul lane, it looks like for now, at least, with those mana buffs down, Little Legend really can't do too much as far as wave clearing quite rapidly or too much poke or harass. Ultimates are available, but the way the mana pools are for the next little bit until those buffs respawn, they have to be a little bit careful over here. Death's Toll is helping out a little bit. There's Darkest Night's coming out. Fight going on in the mid lane right now. Callus finds the kill. Ducky Ezra's will short back to Salamander, but second kill comes down. Ring of Spears doing work as the Ragnarok comes out, trying to grab forcefully for the third kill. This fight under the tower. He's not getting out of that one alive. Ducky gets the triple kill. And yeah, I mean, that was a big play there. We missed the beginnings of that one, but Darkest of Nights came out from Xioden just to get the assist in there. And it unfortunately didn't work out quite so well. Stuck in that Ring of Spears, 2 of the 3 guys got picked off in the tail end of the fight because of it. The Odin Ring is something you have to be so careful about. The only person on that team, actually, Izuni getting a little unhealthy here. I do not believe the Rising Jaguar can actually leap over the Ring of Spears wall, which means nobody on the side of Flash Gaming can actually escape that ring. Going through the list, just like double, triple check. Rising Jaguar is the one possible exception to that, but I do not believe that actually counts as a proper leap in the air. It's more like you just move quickly while coincidentally being not touching the ground. It's not a proper leap. You can't go over walls with it. I do not believe you can get out of the Ring of Spears. We'll probably see that come into play later on. We'll see if he goes for it and is able to do it. But nevertheless, Odin, absolutely brilliant final pick coming out of Magical Grills. You know, that early game aggression at dual lane, it looked like things were not looking too hot for Magic Grills, but one fight in the mid lane, turning things back around, evening things out, still a 400 gold lead. Actually, 400 gold. Math is very hard, guys. I swear it is. Gold is almost wave to wave, but Magical Grills actually just a tiny little bit ahead right now, about 150, 200 gold. A potion or two, maybe a ward across the board. Nothing really worth noting, but a small lead is a lead nevertheless. Buffs coming back up, being shared across the board. Everyone wants to make sure to split these camps. Experience, especially for the supports and junglers, is hard to come across these days. You need to make sure you're splitting those camps as much as possible. Splitting with one other person, not factoring in the Bumba's Mask where you get the 100% gold, it's about 160% effectiveness for 2 people to split a camp, as opposed to, say a camp gives 100 experience. Oh no, 2 guys locked down left side jungle with Darkest Nights coming out, wasn't going to force, so trying to stay alive. Rainfire drop down, not going to be surviving that one though. Gibbs will pick that one up, trying to get away, and it looks like Will Salamander using this Swift Vengeance to escape. Callus is while they're rotating around. They might look for a fight here in the tail end. Izuni's on his way over, but he's going to get here in time. Artemis, Serdukbad clearing up that left side lane before joining up. Sylvanas, Wrath of Terror finds all 3 members. Salamander picks up Nature's Grasp, connects back in onto Gibbs. He's still alive in the back. Deathwalker doing some damage right now. While Salamander in a bad spot, there's Rue coming in. Tusky keeping her in place. Apple will pick up that kill. 2 for 2 so far. Excuse me, 1 for 1 so far. Still looking for something here, perhaps. It looks like Gibbs snuck away with about 100 health remaining on his health bar. Izuni did manage to rotate all the way over across the map, but was not there in time to actually contribute to the fight. Mid-Harpies are up, though. He can start those up. Looks like he's going to be picking those up on his own. I was touching on this. If a camp gives 100 experience, you get yourself 100 experience. You get 100. It gives 100 gold. You get 100 gold. You split it between 2 people. You only get 80 gold yourself, but your ally is also getting 80 gold. So overall, it's much more gold efficient because you're getting 160 gold or experience from that camp. The actual math's a little different obviously, but just the ease of explanation, or the ease of explaining it quickly, because math is hard, the words are hard, the science is hard. The geopolitical science of the European government bodies of the varying countries is quite hard. We've actually had that come up on stream, oddly enough. But yeah, coming up in about the 7 minutes in this game, Mid-Harpies just respawned, take down, I believe both of them ended up going to Flash. No, did Magical Girls get the right side? I wasn't paying enough attention. We're talking about nonsense stuff. A little bit of a grouping on the left side of the jungle right now. Magical Grills. Actually a bit of a fight coming on the right lane. Izuni taking a lot of poke from Little Legend. Taking up those tower shots, though. Little Legend running away from those. Spiderlings do a lot of damage, not to mention Little Legend herself. 70% attack speed steroid is probably online if I can find her and click her. No, not quite yet. Going for the healing and extra additional damage. Fight breaking out left side jungle. Going for these kills. Ring of Spears is down. Gibbs finds a kill with the bird bomb. Gibbs is getting low though. Forcefully picks up a kill with the rain fire. Fight is on. Callus in trouble. Forcefully finds a double kill with the rain fire bomb. Can they find Apple before Callus falls himself? There's Rising Jaguar coming in from Shipalage. Looking to this kill. Apple getting low. Deathwalker will pick that one up. Immediately turning face and heading over towards that Gold Fury. Artemis is waiting over in the wings right now. Callus throws out that taunt, which I'm talking over, so we can't hear it. Right now, Sylvanas has the wisps to heal himself up. Nature's Graph is just narrowly going to miss. Duckbot got lucky on that one. Forcefully looking to fight this one out. Duckbot's wanting to steal this one. Tusky gets dropped down, immediately getting some crack control of beads? Or is that off the ultimate? Not entirely sure. Nevertheless, Gold Fury will be secured by Flash Gaming, getting a kill on Duckbot as well. Delayed quadra kill, I believe, by Forcefully. Very, very delayed. Not really an official double kill. Delayed triple kill. Delayed triple kill. Whatever. Nevertheless, Gold Fury picked up. We're hiding all the wrong windows. Keys and hotkeys and abilities and stuff are hard. Switch right to the main view. It's been a back and forth game so far. Flash Gaming now have the lead once again on the back of Magical Grills. Just getting a tiny little advantage for themselves a little earlier on. But Flash Gaming have been the ones in the lead by these. Oh, actually, I lied. I thought that lead they had earlier on held for a little bit longer. It didn't. They've had a couple little bumps above even. But for the most part, Magical Grills have been in the driving seat of this game. We'll see if they can get back into it here. Maybe took a little bit of a wrong turn along the way somewhere. Looking at the items a little bit, Xioden going for what will probably be an Ichival. I cannot stand the item. It's a great item. It is a great item if we use proper grammar and language and English and all that stuff. Little Legend in trouble here. No mana. Not going to be getting up to the Nightcrawler anytime soon. And she's trying to juke, trying to buy time. Getting close to that threshold. If she gets up to it, she might actually be able to escape here. How much mana is it? 62, 90. That wasn't happening anytime soon. So they found the kill. Zuni picked that one up. Ducky nearby. Going to finish off that one lone brute heading down that right lane. But, yeah, the Ichival, it's a great item. It's a cost-effective item. It's an effective item. Ragnarok finds Salamander dragged back on the tower. Can he get out? It is a Nemesis, though. Retribution Shield. Lash on to Brutalize. Last attack not coming out. The big baby's here as well. But the Unchained from Ducky. Closing that gap. Picking up that kill on the Salamander. Zuni give and chase. We'll have the Umbrella rank potentially for the slow, but that would be it for his mana. Not really able to chase that one down for the kill. Ducky finding a nice little counter kill to the death on a little legend over there. That said here, Ichival, it's a great item. It's a very cost-effective item. I just don't like it on the fact that it's like a little too good. It's kind of fallen out of the everyone is buying it kind of thing like it was a week or so ago. But it's still, it's like too good to not get. If you remember back earlier in Season 1 when everyone was getting Draining Blade on Hunters and like Assassins and stuff like that. Oh no, too caught up by the Ring of Spears looking forcefully as well as the Sylvanas. Will they get out of this one alive? Rainfire comes down, Ducky low, the flyer is ticking away, not going to find the last tick. Callus trying to run away. Nemesis is here, finding a second kill to Callus. Gibbs not going to get out of this one alive. Tower shot will secure that kill. Salamander could potentially look for one more into Apple right here. Not going to give chase, going to elect to wave clear instead. Yeah, you guys might remember back in Season 1, everyone kind of picked up Draining Blade because it was just a stupid good item. No one ever finished off into Assy earlier on in Season 1. Oh, left side missing a fight. It's like, okay, where is this Darkest of Nights coming at? Oh, Deathwalker's getting a kill on his own. To finish the thought, Season 1, Draining Blade, everyone bought it, never finished it off. Ichival is kind of like a tier 2 item that doesn't build it anything, but people buy it anyway because it's quite good item to pick up early on. 1,700 gold only to actually complete the item. It's potentially 60 physical power over your opponent. It works very, very well. I just hate the fact that, like, for a week ago, everybody was buying it. You'd see, like, 7, 8 a game, like, every game. Every physical god in the game was picking it up at one point, which was silly, and I don't like it because of that. It's still a damn good item, and you probably should still pick it up on many gods. So right there, Deathwalker, well, we didn't see, but Deathwalker did get that kill over in that dual lane onto Duckbot. The level lead isn't too big, it's only 2 levels, but, you know, that extra little bit of items coming out, those extra stacks, ended up making the difference. The rotation coming around, Deathwalker's going to have a hard time getting this one. Darkest of Nights is not online. He's trying to box it out, not aware of the fact that 4 members are closing in. Rising Jaguar, to answer that question from earlier, cannot get you over that Ring of Spears wall. He's laying out the damn short, almost finding the kill onto Gibbs, 1v, almost 4 towards the end. 4th guy got there kind of on the tail end, didn't really count. Deathwalker is a guy you do not want to be fighting right now, that is for sure. And right now, 10 kills to 11. Flash Gaming do still have the lead, about 3,000, 2,000 gold or so in the lead right now. Missing kill number 2 of the game as Zuni finds Little Legend in the right-hand lane. I think I've still missed less than Smite Game tends to. Haha, shots fired. I do apologize for missing stuff, guys. There's so much stuff to focus on, especially the fact that I am streaming as well. It's very easy to miss something going on when I'm like looking at something, trying to look at them. Like Flash Gaming, 3,200 gold, 30,000 gold, 32,000, 30,000. Trying to do math, look at stuff. There's a lot to look at. Sometimes you look at the mini map away for a second or so, and yeah, things happen. Apparently, there's no in-game sound on stream. Is that the case? That is, in fact, the case. Thank you very much, Fresh Times. That is odd. Did not realize that. Smite loves resetting its settings. I don't touch it, and it changes itself a lot. Okay, this is Fresh Times' fault. Now I also have no in-game sound on stream. We're going to cut to a quick little break, guys. 13 minutes into this one. We'll be back here in just a moment with the continuation of this match. I just sort these audio issues out because it's going to drive me nuts. Alright guys, I do apologize for that little bit of a break we had to cut to. The not having audio in game, it may cut out occasionally if I have to update something on the brackets, doing admin stuff at the moment as well as streaming and casting, doing all the things right now. We're about a couple seconds past where we were. Not having the audio in addition to having to keep track of like tons of different things on the game going on, it just would not end well. Snake! Going past behind the mid-harpies. Random little things like that, it's like amusing. Ducky caught down by the rainfire bomb. Starbuck gets picked up the left-hand side and then Ring of Spears. And like right here, there's a fight going on. I don't even realize because I'm busy talking something. I got distracted by a snake. At least there was a legitimate reason. It was a snake crawling out of the bushes. I saw it and I got excited for whatever. It's what it is. We missed another kill. Great stuff coming out. Yeah, I really do try not to miss kills. I usually am pretty good about not missing anything. And sometimes I get distracted by animals. It wasn't a cute fuzzy animal in this particular case. It was a scaly, smooth, not fuzzy at all, and arguably in many people's minds, not cute in the slightest. But nevertheless, we're 14 minutes into a semifinal match. Flash Gaming facing off against Magical Girls in the semifinals here for the EGL Conquest Amateur Cup, not the Open Cup. Still confused me. Mid-harp is red spots. Ducky might be in a bad spot. Salamander coming around, but the Unchained over the wall. Plus a little brutalized hop, skip, and a jump. Ducky will be all right in the end. Callus looked at that Anxious Grasp. Did not find it, however. Quick little legend rotating over. Will they go for this kill? Magical Girls currently behind by about 1.5, 2,000 gold right now. We'll see if they can do anything, and yeah. Ducky caught out. Rainfire bombs coming down to spot trouble. Ragnarok, turn off that slow-up. Who wants that? Wrath of Terror coming down. Firstly, picks up the kill with the Rainfire bomb out on the tail end of that one. Stuck in the middle of that Ring of Spears. They don't care right now. Nobody fighting them currently. It's, yeah. Apologies for that, guys. Just answering your question in chat about what exactly was going on with the audio. Essentially, it's a default audio device. When Smite patches occasionally it resets it. Magic Girls find and sneak in the steal onto the Gold Fury. Zuni does pick up the kill into Gibbs, but overall, nice pickup for them. Gold Fury worth a heck of a lot more than he is, especially that objective's off the table right now. Good steal. Not much more to say about that. Coming in, just time that correctly. Not hyped up again. I'm very easily distracted. That's all I can say about that. Forcefully mid, like, try to drop down Denver to Apple. Will he find the bleed? The minions taking away. The title surge will save his life. Minions, despite the heroic effort to get those last couple attacks in, were not able to find that kill for themselves. Deathwalker going at it over here, boxing back and forth. Deathwalker right now. He does have the advantage as far as items, but Ducky is here to help him out. Sprint was just popped. He is free and clear of this particular gank attempt as Ducky's going to head back off into the jungle. Looking down at the items these guys are actually going for. Everything reset when I restarted, and I forgot to fix that. There you go. There you go. There, you're good. And Nemesis and Agni gets switched. All right, everyone's back where they should be. Makes it easy to compare items across the bottom of the board. The HFL pickup essentially means that Deathwalker will have a total of 60 additional magical power. Snake! 60 additional physical power over Artemis if they're boxing back and forth after the third auto attack from the Ichival. You know, essentially he gets plus 30, Artemis has minus 30. It's an overall net gain, or net effect of plus 60 in favor of Shibalanke. Right side is Zuni forced into the big baby by Arachne. Otherwise, it's going to be a bit of a wash in the back of that, but next time Little Legend look for something, Zuni's not going to have that available, so we'll have to keep a close eye on that soul lane and see what they end up doing. Artemis is building towards what looks like it could be a kin size as her third item. She has enough to finish the execution. It could just be a case she can get back to base. Three-man Ring of Spears, though, unchained over the wall. Ducky looking for the kill on Salamander. He's trying to wiggle, trying to stay alive. The shield was as well. Ragnarok comes down, bees at him immediately. Ducky does find the kill on Salamander, but a couple of them are low. Can Callus find the kill on a behind, 360 no-scope verdant growth. Doesn't look like it right now. Rising Jaguar. Deathwalker on the hidden Jaguar, I should say, coming up from behind, looking to secure this kill out. Here comes Tusky, looking for Deathwalker. Gibbs is still here. Draven Shout active for that shield. Deathwalker was looking for something on the back of this. Can he get out alive now? Sprint pop by Struckbot. Trent, suppress the insular, coming down for the slow. Gibbs trying to give chase as well. He's going to have the help of the tower here. Gibbs cannot look to tank this. Artemis is more than happy to do so. Going to take a couple of attacks to kill him, but Deathwalker will fall as Struckbot strolls his way outside of the tower. Not really too much worse for wear. So, Rainfire coming down. These audio cues, you hear Rainfire, it's like, I missed a couple kills, I have to be on the ball, make sure not to miss anything else, and it's just Rainfire for wave clear. Sometimes it happens. I mean, look at the items, though. Execution was complete on Xioden. A couple guys are picking up, well, one guy has picked up item, a physical protection item. Fenrir has what will probably be a shifter shield later on, picked up for himself. That'll help him out a little bit against some of the damage coming out, but with the penetration off of the Ichival as well as the Executioner, Xioden is going to be hitting for a lot of damage. I mean, if you just look through the guys on the side, 61 physical protection on Arachne, 64 Fenrir, Apple on Poseidon's 43, 60 Artemis, and finally Odin up at 107, 50... What's 25% damage threshold? I believe it's like 40 physical 40 protection is about a 25% damage reduction. 100 is a 50%. So even though they don't have a lot, there's still a lot of damage reduction just because of the fact these guys are leveling up. Yeah, then the auras coming off the items as well. There's only sovereignties on the table right now, so only magical protection coming into play. But eventually we'll probably see a Heartward Amulet picked up by one of these supports, at which point the enemy team, they'll have 20 additional protections. It ends up, that 20 protection ends up being about 10, 15, 20%, depending on exactly when it is picked up. Over the solo lane, running past each other the way through always scares the crap out of me. It's like, oh, they're fighting, they're near each other, and they're not, they're running past minion farming. Ah, right. Little Legend looking for the lazy back. Here comes Salamander looking for this kill. Slice and dice, applying that slow. Little Legend up in the Nightcrawler right now, trying to escape. Gonna use that to leap away, get even more distance. She's gonna be free and clear in the inner tower. Reinforcements might be on their way, so they have to be careful of those guys rotating over. Some pings come out, keeping tabs on Salamander. What is the gold bubble effect on him right now? Where's Nemesis? Is that the Ichival? Oh, it's a speed buff. Looking at it from the front view, it's like, what is this yellow circle? Just the buff. I got confused for a moment. That's kind of sad and pathetic. Over on the right side, tower. Zuni wants to take that one down. Ducky was nearby to stop that from happening. The only tower, two towers down on the map right now. Left-hand lane, left-hand tower of Magical Girls over in that dual lane, as well as the solo lane tower of Flash Gaming are both down and out right now. Four-man grouping from Flash in the mid lane, looking possibly for this mid lane tower. It's down to half health. Deathwalker's here. He is shredding that thing apart. Oh, there's a few auto attacks later to help those minions, and it will fall. His attack speed right now is just absolutely insane. Looks like they might have found a kill on the pick on the Struckbot, but he did pop sprint to make sure he can gain some distance and get out safely. 20 minutes, 30 seconds in right now. 14-14 as far as kills are concerned. Gold coming back towards even levels as well. It's a pretty close game overall. Flash Gaming had a fairly strong lead up until that Gold Fury steal, which point has been slowly going back towards even. There was a couple, what was it, a kill? There's the mid lane tower just 15 seconds ago. Remember the Goldfish? I forget things that happened just a couple seconds back. Shooting the gold back towards Flash Gaming's way a little bit. Titans on Darkness, that's coming out. Apple special just burst down before he could do anything. That's a big pickup for Flash Gaming. Right, so going on Bird Bomb for Gibbs. Picks up kill before, so he gives him trouble down in the middle of all four members of them, but Gibbs getting saved by Duckbot. Caledonia Boar out, doing work as soon as he gets that kill. They're looking for Duckbot right now. Sprint is going to be available here in just a moment. Duckbot's going to have a way out of here, but can he hold on for 10 seconds for them to come up? He's locked down, slows, the body block, all the things. It's going to mean his death as well. 3 kills, 4-2 going in favor of Magic Girls. There's a Fenrir. Ducky to latch on a Salamander, finds another one. 3 for 3 overall right now. Still looking for more, but Ducky might not get out of this one alive. Wisps coming down. Will the dot be enough? Zuni giving chase as well. Little Legend's on his way. This could still be a Gold Fury attempt for these guys. Callus does still have an aggro. They're going to go ahead and let that reset, though, with Little Legend possibly coming nearby. They weren't exactly sure on her position. Did Little Legend go back to base? I believe that is the case. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. Fenrir actually going for the Void Shield. A bit of an unusual pickup. We only saw it with the Tier 1 regular old wooden shield or buckler, or whatever that Tier 1 item is actually called. Tier 1 names, Tier 2 item names. Who needs them? Void Shield providing that aura of physical protection reduction. A bit of an interesting pickup. We don't see it all that often. People usually go for the Shift to Shield Nut Tree. You might occasionally get the likes of Hercules go for the extra. I haven't really seen it popped up too much. With the Mystical Shield. What's the shield name? I don't remember the shield name. Mythical shield? The shield that when you heal yourself or affected by a heal, you move faster for a couple seconds. Like the Hercules, I think I've seen one of those picked up since the Season 2 changes. But, yeah, I mean, looking at the current state of things, Void Shield going to help reduce the physical protections coming out of Flash Gaming. There's a Talisman online, probably going to be a Heartward Amulet later on, almost a pendant, but got it out there, correcting himself towards the end. That'll help deal with the protection aura coming out of that, as well as, zooming on that on the Vamana names. It has the Runeforged Hammer. Nemesis has the Magi's Blessings, a little bit of extra protection items being built up across the board, so that'll help a lot. As well as, we're talking about a little bit earlier, just the normal level scaling of protections. That's going to help him out a whole lot, or help out his team a whole lot. It's an aura effect. Everybody's going to get affected by that whenever Fenrir is nearby. Not to mention, when Fenrir grabs somebody in his jaws with that Ragnarok, they're going to have less protection sitting on them to help keep themselves alive long enough to escape it. So, overall, a pretty nice pickup for him. Looking at some of the other items, another Ichival on the side of Nemesis. I'm surprised there's only 2 on the map right now. Everyone's picking them up these days, not today. Artemis going for the Executioner into what will probably be a Deathbringer, which might sound kind of odd, as everyone says, oh, go Rage first with some more damage. Not the case with Artemis. Her passive does give her 15, she didn't look. Her passive gives her additional critical damage, or critical percent chance, 15% overall, which for her actually makes the Deathbringer worthwhile, because the way the math breaks down, you crit more with the Rage, you do more damage. Ring of Spears dropped down, Darks and Knights came out as well. Very crypt to be using that Ring of Spears trying to stop the chase, but it did not block off that path until the apple in the back, low on health, about to get picked up by Zuni. Deathwalker finds the first kill on the Doodle. Ducky, excuse me, as Zuni does get the kill into Apple on the backside of the fight. Wrath Tower coming down, Callus in a spot of trouble. Can Bird Bomb connect for damage? One or two more attacks. Good find a Little Legend coming around from the back, will secure it. Fight still going on. Gives him the spot of trouble. Can get himself out. Raven Shout, not going to come online in time to save his life. Little Legend trying to find a kill. Not going to be happening. Damage coming out of those 4 members of Flash Game, just too much to stop it.
I need a moment to rest.
Zuni caught in a little trap from Serdukbot, but otherwise, alright, if you look at this mid tower now, Serdukbot, the only one left standing, gonna have a hard time defending against this 4-man squad of Flash Game if they look for this tower. Deathwalker can absolutely shred it apart. So realizing, 2 minions, not gonna last too long anyway, we'll just tank up the tower. Backdoor protections will be removed here in a second. Zuni, more importantly, by keeping those 2 minions alive, keeping that backdoor protection intact. They found that mid tower, they could look for the Fire Giant right now. Artemis, no. Why would they? Like, oh, they're all going to the right side jungle. What are they? No, just jungle buffs. I get very excited about seeing people going for the Fire Giant buff when they would otherwise not necessarily be considering doing it. Sylvanas was still about to respawn. He would have to walk back from base. They wouldn't have had the Wrath of the Gods available. It would have been a very exciting Fire Giant. And this, suppress the instant over the wall from Artemis could potentially have stolen her away. Like, oh, they're going for the Fire Giant? No, they're not. I get too excited about some things sometimes, and that sounds silly because, like, why would they do that, Xioden? When they have, they can look for jungle buffs. It would be a risky Fire Giant. I just want to see kills. I want to see objectives taken. I prefer a bloodbath. I'm supposed to be the unbiased caster who enjoys the games, whether they're super slow, killless, boring, long, 40-minute joust games with 2 kills in their entirety, or exciting, absolutely back-to-back team fights with non-stop action across the game. I very much prefer the bloodbaths. I don't know why anyone would prefer, Snorefests. Let's be honest. You can only do so much color casting as one person. There's no back and forth banter, and if I start bantering back and forth with myself, that would just be weird. All 5 members of both teams are up right now, a little bit of posturing around this Fire Giant. We don't really see a whole lot of Fire Giant dances so far. It's early in Season 2. Fire Giant itself is a little bit more difficult to kill. It's a bit more of a PvE boss fight type of engagement these days. It's not just occasionally, oh, the lava came out of the ground. Oh, give the Ring of Spears come down. There's Darkness Knights as well. Forcing into spot trouble. Ragnarok, Ducky looking for somebody. Going to use that to run straight on out of the fight. He's already low in health. Apple found the first kill. Callus in the back. Serdukbot getting low as well. Pulled back in by the Nature's Grasp. Can he stay alive? Dropping down the Suppress the Insolent as well as the Caledonian Boar. Finds the kill to Callus with that one. But Deathwalker chases it down using that Rising Jaguar to gain distance he needs to cure it. Still 2v3 here in the middle of this fight. Salamander very low. Gibbs looking for the kills. Then he finds Little Legend. Gibbs now needs to find himself a way out of this fight. It's about to be a 1v3 on him if they look for it. If they even bother. Why do so when you can just let him get out of the fight safely? 2 for 2 overall. In the right side jungle, Gibbs going to use this opportunity to pick up the damage buff out of the enemy jungle. But Right now, the remaining 2 members out in the middle of the map, stealing away jungle damage up on the enemy side as well. He'll steal that away. Looking for the attack speed buff. It's not going to be there. Will they go for the tower? Ducky is kind of waiting just behind them. They don't have wards on this side of the map. I lied, they do. Fenrir was sitting on one. We can go ahead and see that right over there, bottom right of the screen, providing that lovely little blue circle. This tower is going to be absolutely shredded apart here by Xioden. You can see that health getting chunked down by almost 10% per auto attack. It's a lot. Ducky is nearby. Deathwalker has to be careful. Here comes Apple as well. Can he get the kill? Tracker will be dropped down. Not going to be finding Knight. Good use of the Rising Jaguar to avoid the damage. The fight is on right now. Ring of Spear is not going to be getting out of that one. Can they survive long enough to actually find a kill, or can Deathwalker put out the damage to turn this around? Ducky looking for the Ragnarok. The backside of the fight does find Deathwalker. Can he stay alive? Ducky very, very low. The lifesteal was there, but not enough. Apple finds that kill. The damage coming out of Deathwalker right now is just insane. He's up top of the damage chart by quite a significant amount. The branching bolas turns his auto attack into what is essentially a sort of AoE. 2 additional targets nearby behind. I forget the exact wording on the effect of it, but essentially 2 additional targets can hit for 30% of the damage. So he's hitting for 60% additional damage per auto attack at the cost of mana. You throw in the fact that his passive is fully stacked and has been so for quite a while for an additional 30 physical power, and the fact he has that rage, he almost has that Deathbringer completed. He is going to be hurting even more in the very, very near future. You do not want to be in the receiving end of those bolas, that is for sure. A little bit of grouping up on the right side of the map once again. Fire Giant is definitely on the table. The problem is, when will these teams actually have the opportunity to go for it? It's going to be a big battle for it. The Fire Giant usually deciding these games, but as we touched on, the Fire Giant is a bit more of a PvE encounter. It's not just a simple matter of just running around, lava, we're going to take damage, no big deal. A squishy guy gets caught in one of those big little pillars of lava, flames, whatever we're calling them. They take a lot of damage. They're easy to avoid though, but in the middle of a team fight, you're not always able to keep aware of every single little thing going on around you. When you have the Fire Giant attacking you as well, it's just not a great spot for you to end up in. It's no more just like, oh, you took a little damage from the lava, like 5% of your health bar worth. It's like, oh, the squishy mage, the 80 carry, just got chunked for like a quarter of their health bar from the Fire Giant. Yeah, we don't want that in the middle of a team fight. Heartward Amulets online for both supports right now. That's a lot of mana regen going across the team, as well as a physical protection aura, which is going to help quite a bit against these hunters who are right now completely owning across the board. Even Sir Duckbot, not running his greatest score, is actually 4-5-4 right now as far as KDA is concerned. He's right on top, second damage on his team. Zuni's right ahead of him, though, with that Vimana. A lot of AoE damage, not full defensive build. He has the kin sizes on as well. There's the Raptor coming down as well. The Dark Knights are looking for the fight right now. The fight is on. Duckbot taking a lot of damage. Zuni giving chase in the back. Trying to shut this down. Ring of Spears did fine too. They were not able to follow up on it back. Sir Duckbot will fall to a Zuni. Apple using beats to get out of that crouch control. Salmon looking for this kill, looking to give this chase. Apple running for his life right now. Not the person we want to actually on the first person view on. Zuni finds the double kill, still looking to run Little Legend up into the Nightcrawler, trying to get away from this one. Realizing the Fire Giant is more or less free for the taking. If they can find Gibbs and find that kill, they'll have a free ticket to the Fire Giant party. And it will be a good time for them for certain. Getting those lovely, stylish Fire Giant belts across their entire team. They did just catch Ducky trying to steal away these back harpies, but he's in a spot drop using an Unchained Forward, trying to find the damage. Brutalized, not going to be doing enough. He latched onto Deathwalker. Was it Deathwalker or was he already low in health? Not entirely sure. Nevertheless, the damage was there. Will they go for the Fire Giant? We saw Gibbs steal away the Gold Fury earlier on in this match. If you can do it again for the Fire Giant, that would be a big pickup. Only 2 members are currently alive to actually get the Fire Giant belt. There's the blink coming. He's looking for this Fire Giant. Not yet at that threshold. It's going to come down to the Spurbound timing. Can he steal this one away yet again? Yes, he will get it! That's another great steal coming in. Keeping the Fire Giant belt out of Flash Gaming's hands. But only Little Legend actually has the buff. It'll help a little tiny bit going forward, and just keeping it out of the hands of Flash Gaming is a huge pickup for Magical Girls. Keep going, girls. It's so close, but it is what it is. With a number of members still down, though, there's going to be a couple towers and possibly even a Phoenix here for Flash Gaming. It's still going to be a big pickup for them. The question is, can Magical Girls stop this push right now? It's a 3v5 defense at this right lane Phoenix. The play at the Fire Giant could make the difference. Ducky has his respawn. It's going to be a 4v5 now. Gibbs up in 10 seconds. Phoenix is okay. They're looking for the fight. Ragnarok up from Ducky right now, pulling back. Callus trying to find this kill. Wrath of Terror drop down. Rainfire dropping down as well. Zuni in the back. Up in the big baby. Little Legend finds the first kill of this fight. Trying to run away now. Trying to run from that big baby. He's not afraid of the spiders. That is for sure. Back in the main side of the fight. Apple finds the kill into forcefully. Flash were looking for the big play on the back of that Gold Fury Steel, or Fire Giant Steel, excuse me, while they had this bit of a power play, but Magical Girls just went for it immediately. They got the Phoenix, they got their 4th member back up and alive. They just pulled the trigger and mounted an absolutely glorious defense over there. Flash Gaming has the lead still, about 3,000, 4,000 gold up right now. Just about everyone in the game is level 20, but aside from the supports, poor supports, that's always the case for those guys. Fire Giant is off the table. Essentially irrelevant. Little Edge is going to benefit a little bit from that extra damage, but essentially it's just going to even things out with that extra 1,500 gold worth of stats on the Fire Giant buff. Things are essentially dead even right now as we come up on the 32-minute mark of this game. Looking down over the course of what is going on overall, this game has been back and forth. We pull the gold graph up. You can see it's slow. You know, early on, Flash Gaming had a lead. Magical Grills pulled it back around. Flash Gaming got the lead again on the back of that Fire Giant. Steel and the defense of that Phoenix are turning it back towards even. I mean, looking at these teams, who has the advantage late game? Artemis is a hyper carry. Deathwalker is on Xioden, a very strong hyper carry as well. Has that steroid permanently built in on his passive. Doing that AoE damage as well is going to be shredding people. Still top of the damage chart by quite a bit. On the other hand, the initiations come at that Ring of Spears can lock down anybody on the side of Flash Gaming. They have no way to escape from it. There's no combat blinks on the table. Sylvanas could potentially look to pick it up, but typically we'll see Sylvanas go for that greater blink to look for those initiations with the Wrath of Terra. Combat blink is an option, but I don't really see them going for it, as it's just not the better pickup for the overall for Sylvanas to go for. Other than that, anybody gets locked in that Ring of Spears, they are ripe for the picking of whoever they want to go for. You shut down the Vimana healing, you shut down the healing from Deathwalker, you shut down the Wisps from Sylvanas. They have a ton of shutdown. Part of the problem, though, on the back of that, Odin is generally considered an early game god. About level 12, level 13, he starts to fall off a little bit. His damage, you know, his bird bomb isn't increasing in skill, in damage anymore. You know, your ranks in whereas your ranks in Raven Shadow maxed out, your ranks in Lunger maxed out. So, you know, is the fact that gives, you know, he has that Ring of Spears, which could be huge in a fight. It can lock people down. But the rest of his kit, you know, he kind of stopped increasing in power. Look at the rest of the teams. I mean, Little Legend, the Arachne, absolute insane amount of damage. The problem is, once she's in the middle of a fight, if she uses that Nightcrawler to escape, she's kind of out of it. Someone can just look to chase her down. She's finding the pick. She's doing her job as an assassin. The main problem with it is, can she stay alive in these fights? I mean, looking at this game right now, 35 minutes in right now, both teams are not even roaming around the jungle right now. Pause did just come out forcefully disconnected. Hopefully that will be resolved here in just a moment. But the way these teams are playing, they do not want to get caught in the jungle. One person being down could be huge. We're going to see a Fire Giant dance coming out in about a minute here as it respawns. But right now, both these teams do not want to slip up in the slightest. Respawn times are getting very, very long. No one wants to get caught out. No one wants to be the one that got caught in the jungle and ended up costing their team the game. It's been a close one, 27 kills to 23 right now. And the gold, just a 1,500 gold difference right now. 80 carry, Xioden is full build. He did finish out that Deathbringer a little while ago. He's top of the damage chart as it is, and that's only going to get even more and more painful for anyone on the receiving end of those. I'll be curious to see if he swaps out the Itchavile for a bigger name, a bigger item later on. Kind of more powerful item overall. He's, what's the attack speed sitting at? We're actually kind of looking at Xioden specifically. He's, yeah, almost. Odysseus' bow could be quite interesting to pick up in a middle team fight, potentially hitting for about, it's not quite double the attack speed because it is only your raw physical power and not your actual attack damage getting branched off to possibly 4 more targets. I was miscalling that back last week, but it's about 1.25, it's roughly a 50% additional attack speed increase effectively to your auto attacks with that branch off damage. It hits 4 people. It's a lot. Given the fact that Xioden is also doing branching bullet damage, it could get quite insane quite quickly. But at the same time, he also wants as much damage as possible to maximize the crits. So, I'm trying to think, what other items might he go for? Possibly, maybe a kin size. Shred through a little bit of the health on some of these guys a little more effectively. Fenrir is fairly tanky. He has the Hide of the Urchin, the Manager's Blessing. Pull in, Serdukbot in a spot of trouble. There's the big baby coming out. The fight might be on right now. Ring of Spears is dropped down to Zuni. Not going to be getting healed from this Colossal Fury right now. He's still in the middle of this one, though, doing a lot of damage. The Darkest Knight's finally coming down in the back. Ducky looking for the kill onto Deathwalker. If you can find that, could be huge. Unchained going to be used across the wall, though. The fight right now, health bars a little bit lower on the side of Magical Girls. Fight still continuing bright side. Salamander looks at the Kraken, did just come out. Legend in a spot of trouble, low on health, trying to find somebody. Not going to happen. Callus picks up and secures the first kill of this fight. Apple stuck in that mana buff pit will be picked up as well. 2 so far in the favor of Flash Gaming. They're trying to escape right now. Beads used by Nemesis offensively or otherwise, trying to find the kill on Serdukbot. He will fall as well. Fire Giant is available on the table. Will they go for it? Xioden, a bird bomb across the wall, could find Salomon, but the Wisp will be healing up those health bars quite rapidly. He's waiting nearby. Just double check that is a ward for Magical Grills. They have to know he's nearby somewhere. Grab through the wall, blind! Maybe not. He might have had vision of that. Nevertheless, pulled through. Gibbs is well aware of the fact they had vision of that one. He's trying to run away from Shibalanke right now. Fire Giant rather actually stopped out right now. There's the Ring of Spears coming down. Lunge available in a second if Gibbs wants to go for it, but he looks like he's going to look. There he goes over the wall. Finally getting out of this one. Deathwalker picks up the kill, though, on the tail end. He wasn't actually run away. There is still a Ducky waiting nearby in the wings. He has the Wrath of Gods. He could still look for the steal. It would be the third steal of this game. Second Fire Giant steal if he could find it. It's down to that threshold. He needs to go now. He's over the wall. He gets it again! Back-to-back Fire Giant steals by Magical Grills, but that is the delayed deicide. Little Legend, the only one left standing. Can they mount the defense one more time? That's going to be the question on the board right now. Was that an early hot? The timers are dead even. It might just have come down to split-second timing by Fenrir just being spot on. Second Fire Giant steal of this game. It's only the semifinals, guys. The finals at this rate are going to be absolutely crazy. Darkest Nights come down. Little Legend in the back on Force. Trying to find this quick kill. The Aegis was just used. He's still alive. Path of Flames will get him out safely. Little Legend still giving chase. The Spiderlings are on him. Rainfire coming down. Zuni coming back to health. Little Legend finds the kill. He's knocked up in the air. Can he get into the Nightcrawler? Does he have Nightcrawler available? No, he does not. He's not getting out of that one. 1 for 1. The mid laner is down. It's a lot of AoE magical damage removed from the table by taking that Agni out of play. Fire Giant buff once again completely removed from the table. Flash Gaming with those kills still up in the lead. Everybody is even on level right now. The experience from the Fire Giant completely irrelevant. 6 items approaching across the board almost for Flash Gaming right now. They are just going oh man. They are in control of this match until the Fire Giant comes into question, and Magical Grills are just not letting them have it. Back-to-back steals. Gibbs got the first one. Ducky got the second. They made doubly sure on that second Fire Giant to make sure Gibbs wasn't alive to steal it away again. And Ducky, sneaky, sneaky Ducky, hiding behind that wall, leaping over with the Unchained and finding the steal. It's... I was touching on it back before that previous Fire Giant fight a little bit. Teams were kind of staying around in the mid lane, not really wanting to fight each other. No one was moving around the map. I mean, there's 6 sentry wards placed down right now. These guys want to make sure they have tabs on exactly where everybody is at any point in time. A slight, tiny little bit of mispositioning could end up meaning someone gets picked off in this jungle. Sentry wards coming out. I mean, just looking at the inventories right now. There's 6 more sentry wards in inventories, not counting what's currently on the map. Lotus Crown getting built up in Sylvanas right now. That'll be his 5th item once it's finished off. That's going to provide even more protections in the middle of these fights. He has the Blink. He has the Wrath of Gods. It's just a crazy back-and-forth game right now. I mean, still looking at the graph. Fire Giant would just give Flash Gaming all the ammunition they need to just close out this game. You know, pull that trigger one more time and close things out. But as long as they can manage to hold off this Fire Giant attempt, it's going to be more or less an even fight in these team fights. Flash Gaming, at the moment, is having the better results in proper fights. There's Fire Minions in the mid lane as well right now. They still have 3 towers on the map instead of Flash Gaming, but as the game continues going on, if Magical Grills keep doing what they're doing right now, just from a morale standpoint, Flash Gaming is just going to be like, fed up, I'm done with this. That's the 3rd Fire Giant steal of the game. I'm done. Forget it. This is a load of nonsense. And just, you know, whatever. I'm out. I'm done. Crazy stuff in this game. 40 minutes, 15 seconds in right now. And as far as I'm aware, still going. I see OBS flashing. You better not be dropping frames. No OBS. Bad OBS. Stop it. Stop it. Fist of the Gods unfair. I mean, 6 items on both 80 carries. Almost. Is Artemis going for a Malice? Artemis appears to be going for a Malice. I don't see anything else she can possibly build out of that item. She has the Rage. She has the Deathbringer. She's going for the Malice. I believe I actually know what that ability does. When you hit for a critical attack, you do 50% of your physical power or attack damage, something to that effect. Over 3 seconds, that's additional damage. Every so many seconds. I have to double check the wording on it, because I haven't seen that item in, well, forever. Aside from that one guy who's playing something like, you know, I can't even think of a guy. You know, the guy who doesn't build any crit, but picks up the item based on crit anyway, for the hell of it. That's not the best, I don't know. I was going someplace with that, and it didn't work out. The support Odin, who picks up Malice as their sole physical power, aggressive offensive item. Something like that. Left side grouping up. There's the Blink Breath. There coming Darkest Knights as well. Gibbs in the middle. Ring of Spears drop down immediately, trying to lock down the Zuni. Can they find the kills? Unchained in the back. Forcefully in spot trouble. Latch on by the Brutalized. Can he find the kill? No, he will not. Ragnarok will secure it, but Deathwalker will kill him as well. 1-for-1 so far. Zuni in the back. There's the Caledonian Board going down. Magical Grills Titan under attack from the main Sir Darkbot finds kill number 2. Flash Gaming trying to find more kills, but this fight is not going their way right now. Callus still alive. Did managed to sneak back out from that Phoenix. Right now, 2 kills for nothing. The way of 2 kills for 1, excuse me. Going in favor of Magical Grills. Fire Giant is about to respawn in a few seconds as well. Phoenix in the mid lane just came back up. One more wave of Fire Mains to deal with, and they will be alright as far as lane positioning and control goes, from the minions' perspective at least. Coming up now, 42 minutes in, 34 kills to 26. Flash Gaming have the reins of this game. The problem is, Magical Grills are the navigator and riding shotgun, telling them where to go. They're kind of just, the puppeteer, pulling the strings, deciding what's going on in this game. Flash Gaming are in the driving seat, but are not the ones in control, as odd as that might seem. They're having issue getting out beyond their base. Fire Giant can start up one more time. Fenrir is not alive. Gibbs is, however, we saw him steal away 2 objectives so far. If they go for that Fire Giant, he's going to be looking for number 3. Going for that steal hat trick. I don't know if I've seen that personally. Ring of Spears drop down to Zuni. He's going to be in a lot of trouble right now. Cluster not available. Apple will pick up that kill. This could be the turning point right now for Magical Grills. They've had, like I said, they've kind of been the ones sort of in control of the match. They kind of, at least, if nothing else, stopped the aggression coming out of Flash Gaming. There's the blink over the wall. Can Callus now find a steal himself? Yes, he will! The steals this game are everywhere. Flash Gaming finding one of their own, saying they're not all for you today, Gibbs. Deathwalker came in, did not find a kill in the back, excuse me. Little Legend very, very low. Salamander looking like chomping at the bit, like he wants to go for that kill, knowing he cannot risk falling himself. One member of Flash Gaming, or excuse me, 2 members down, as anything they can pick beforehand, stuff. Fire Giant belt on 3 members of Flash Gaming. It's the most Fire Giant belts we've seen all game. Both Fire Giants previously, only 1 person ended up with it, and it did not last long at all. 43 minutes, 30 seconds in. Ichival was actually sold off by Shibalaka. I mentioned that earlier. He went for the Malice himself. Artemis has as well, and I can actually verify what it in fact does. Physical power, crit. When you deal critical strike, you deal an additional 75% of your total physical power as physical damage over the next 3 seconds. Additional crits refresh its effect. Essentially, you're applying a bleed dot, whatever you want to call it, when you critically hit. It's quite a nice little extra effect, and a lot of extra damage as well as some extra crit, so it's pretty nice. And the fact that Deathbringer is increasing your critical hit damage, that's a lot of extra damage getting applied by these things. This is a crazy, crazy game. We've had 4 objective steals so far. It's kind of rare you see 1 in a tournament play. I mean, this is pretty high level play, if we're being honest. These aren't the pro teams, these guys, nonetheless, actually, a couple of these guys, pro, semi-pro teams, a couple challenger teams, a couple teams that were in wild cards and things like that. So we have some, just, looking at Smite across the boards in particular, some just shy of pro players. Sir Duckbot was picked up by Potato Boys at some point way back. I mean, these guys are playing at a very, very high level right now. And this is the cream of the crop of the Smite amateur team scene right now. Going into what will be the finals here, potentially either one of these teams going up against Pointless is going to be a very, very interesting game as well. It's going to be a great one regardless of which of these teams ends up going forward. We're so far into this game right now, so support has actually almost reached level 20. When is the last time you guys actually saw support at level 20? Be honest here. It's been a damn long time. Callus actually taking a lot of damage. Ring of Spears dropped a little early. Gibbs not going to be locking down anybody in the middle of this one this time. 6 items almost across the entire board. A little bit more to go on the support, but after that, everyone will be capped out. Callus taking a lot more poke as well. Not a lot of anti-healing. They're not too concerned, actually. How much has Sylvanas actually healed? Only about 9,300. That is, in fact, all player healing right now. The minions are no longer able to be healed, so it's not actually fake player healing. Apparently, it also doesn't actually count self-healing, so the number may not be actually accurate. With that said, 46 minutes in now. The timer will that go up? Still at 9311. That may be bugged. It may not count self-healing. I don't entirely know, but nevertheless, it's stuck at that particular number. Ragnarok right side. Callus in trouble. Will get picked up. They have to be very, very careful going forward. They still have 3 Fire Giant belts. There's the blink coming out. There's the Ring of Spears as well. Salamander locked down in the middle of this one. 5 members about to bear down on top of him. Xioden's up in the baby to be able to stay alive. Going to get that healing benefit, but they are just shredding through his health. They don't care that he is a very large baby and not a very happy baby. Tantrum, not going to save his life. Apple finds 1. There was 1 kill onto the back. Ducky will fall up in the Nightcrawler. Little Legend looking to find another kill. And Deathwalker and Salamander turn this one around. Salamander left to his own device in the middle of this fight. Deathwalker not wanting any more to do with this. Can they get the 2 remaining members of the team out right now? They're not going to give chase. Fire Giant is about to respawn in 1 more minute. Going up against these guys, Xioden is doing a lot of damage in an AoE nevertheless. They do not want to risk the chance of him coming back in and possibly turning this fight around upside down on its head. Even, yes, it's a 2v4, but their health bars were low, so it would have been a risky fight. Nevertheless, whatever we want to call it. At the end of the day, I can even go there. Try to avoid saying that because I say it way too much. But at the end of the day, giving up that fight, looking to regroup, shop up on the back of those couple kills, and get ready for the Fire Giant here in about 1 more minute. Fire Giant buff has fallen off the side of Flash Gaming. Deathwalker, I believe, the only one left actually having it on him. We're at the point of the game, 6 items almost across the board. Xioden has the Potion of Physical Power, and I believe Xioden does as well. You see that little red glow effect around him, as well as the buff icon in the bottom left corner of the screen. Now looking back, what was it, about half an hour or so ago now, that we realized we didn't have sound in the game, and as the way this game is going, I am so damn glad that I went back and fixed that. So I'd just brushed it off either way, either my audio not working or the stream audio not working. I am glad I went back and fixed that. Fire Giant's about to respawn, about to solidify himself. You can see him forming himself back together, piecing himself up, whatever you want to call it. And there he is, not too happy about being broken many, many times so far today. The grouping is there. All 10 players are alive right now. A little bit of wave clearing to be done. The question is going to be who will get this Fire Giant fight in their hands. Can they find the pick? They have to watch out for that Ring of Spears. It has been a very big factor so far in these fights. Gold is just about even once again. It is double digits, but it is less than 100 gold difference. Not even an extra award or potion for these guys. It was +4 just a second ago before it swung back out after a couple minions were killed. That is how close this game is right now. We're about the 50-minute mark in this match. Flash Gaming versus Magical Girls in the semifinals of the EGL Conquest Amateur Cup. These guys, both teams, putting on an absolutely glorious, glorious show. I mean, looking all the way back, Sir Duckbot had an early bad time in lane. The fight is on. Callus, quick pick. Wrath of God's down. 2 more lockdown. Flash Gaming. Deathwalker exploded. That is their highest damage dealer removed. Ragnarok as well. Forcefully not getting out of that. Sir Duckbot finds another one. Looking for one more. Apple will secure it. Salamander, the only one left standing. A sliver of health. Apple just narrowly surviving the fight as well. Fire Giant is definitely on the table and going the way of Magic Girls this time. They are not going to get that one stolen away. 5 Fire Giant belts being adorned by the team of Magical Grills. And they are wearing it beautifully. I don't know if the orange worked with the red necessarily, but whatever. They have it. They're looking to shred through this objective, shred through all the way to the Titan. Flash Gaming not yet throwing out the surrender vote. The question is, can Salamander delay them for another 30 seconds? It is going to be one hell of a delay attempt by him if he is able to do it. Little Legend looking for the fight, looking to zone him out. Back to the fountain, he will have one more shot at this, but it is more likely than not the Titan is about to fall right now. Titan health is just getting ripped off his health bar, and he will finally fall. 49 minutes, 48 seconds in, 35 kills to 35 kills. Gold was dead even to the single-digit mark going into that final fight of the game. Magical Grills set up an absolutely flawless team fight execution, locked everybody down, got people caught in that Ring of Spears, just exploded everybody. The one person who survived the back of that fight was just grabbed right up by that Ragnarok from Fenrir and not allowed to get out of it. That was one hell of a game. 2 objective steals, a Gold Fury and a Fire Giant going the way of Gibbs, not to be left out. Callus on the side of Forceful Flash Gaming. Who the hell were they? It was 2 seconds and I forgot. All right, Flash Gaming. Give credit to the right people. This is a Forcefully on the team as well. I got confused. Getting a steal. Callus getting the steal as well onto a Fire Giant at the end. Not to say, you're the only one who can get the steals. An absolutely crazy, crazy back and forth game. Down to the wire. Magical Grills just came out on the back of a flawlessly executed team fight to take the victory. Sylvanas apparently still at 9,311 healing, whatever. We're not going to talk about the healing number being stuck forever. Guys, it's been a long game. We're going on to the finals right here. Magical Grill is going to be facing off against Pointless. It's going to hopefully be another great set of matches. We're going to cut to a quick little break. Let me go take a quick little, take a break to the loo, get a new glass of water because it's been a long match, and we'll be back here in just a couple minutes with game number 1 of the finals.